Hello everybody. Hello all. Hi. I am back here for another live, a little sooner than planned. I lost my video yesterday, so I couldn't share it with the audience. I'm like, okay, I've got to do it again. We're going to answer questions, do more Q&As today. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, Jewy babe. Hi, Salt and Light. Sorry, getting myself organized here. Oh, educate your skin. Well, that's a familiar one. Hello, True Beauty. Skin 777. Smoosh Skin, hi. Hello to all on this Saturday. It's very, very warm today. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I do not live in Texas, somewhere where it's even hotter. Even just the valley here is, 10 degrees hotter. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nerida. You're an inspiration. Thank you. Hi. Oh, Anna, hello. My goodness me, that's someone from the past. Hi. Smiles. Smile, it's Jessica. Hello. Beauty by... Oh, I missed that one. Hello. Okay. It's a Q&A, and I'm just going to say again, yesterday I did a Q&A and I lost the video. At the end, I kept talking, and at the very end, it just disappeared, so I couldn't save it for a backup. So here we go. We're doing another one. Hello. Hi from New York. Hello. Okay, so it's a Q&A, and ask me anything, guys. I'm here for you to answer your questions. I'd love to learn more about melasma. Okay, well, melasma is tricky. It's one of the trickiest things that we deal with. What affects melasma is lighting, it's your screen, even from your computer, right? It's hormones. Of course, the sun is the worst. It's just so tricky to treat, but most important, what you have to do is you've got to wear a really great sun block all the time. And I always tell people, when you put your sunblock on, put it all over your face, but if you do have areas of melasma, go back and put 2 or 3 applications on that area itself, because it really needs those physical blocks, that titanium, that zinc, and those iron oxides. And then when you're out, you need to have something like those, the sunblocks that are in the retractable brushes that are in SPF 50. I use and love La Belladonna, and they have their minerals. I really love it. You can carry it around, do an extra brush. But melasma is really tricky. There's, certain chemicals. If you use strong solutions on the skin, you go too strong with a chemical peel. All these things affect melasma and can make it so much worse. So you've just got to be really careful. It's what you do every single day. It's using products at home that contain things like your arbutans, your alpha-arbutans, your licorice extract, your kojic acid, vitamin C for some people, using that in the daytime adds as that extra protection. And so it's really important. You've just got to be incredibly diligent every single day with melasma, and just not some of the lights too that are that just anything heat related is not great. I also put people on to take them off certain foods, because heat, things that are inflammation within the body can also irritate it, and those inflammation foods are going to be your tomatoes, your bell peppers, your nightshades, your red wine, your spicy. For some people, melasma's, there's irritation from inflammation internally, and that makes it worse. So those are some things that you really have to be diligent with melasma. It's just a consistency of sunscreen, using products that have AHAs and retinols in, which obviously makes the skin a little sensitive to sun, but it's what lightens them. So as well as your other ones that I mentioned. And there is a light that they use for melasma, and I think it's either the purple or the green light. But my experience has been they really don't do anything. The best thing is just staying out of the sun, just being really diligent, even indoors, wearing a sunblock, winter, summer, day and night. I mean, you have to wear it all the time. And by the way, I wear one. Mine's a 50. I wear it all the time. I've got a ton of freckles, and I keep my freckles light just by using AHAs and retinols. So, it's really important to be super duper diligent with that. And I'm missing so many questions. I'm so sorry. I'm scooting back here to see some of these questions. Can teens use retinol? If so, would you recommend one from the Rejuve line? I don't usually have teens using retinols, but sometimes because I deal a lot with acne, sometimes there's a skin type that isn't just that's really suffering hormonally with acne, and they are marking, their skin's marking a lot. So, occasionally there are definitely people I recommend retinol to maybe use it twice a week, and they are teens, or use it as a spot treatment. But before you get onto retinols, you've got to make sure that you've got the acne under control. In other words, that they're not as active, like the acne itself is not so active, because once you get the acne under control, then you can go on to the lightening and brightening of any pigment issues from acne. So you've just got to make sure you get the retinol under control, that you're not burning and frying the skin on the outside when there's still a lot of activity underneath. So the Rejuve retinols, there's two that we have, and that's the retinol serum and also the A night gel. And the A night gel is not quite as strong. It is a complex of your retinoid family, so it has your acetate and your palmitate in it, as well as the retinoic acid. So it's a good combination. And what we know when you use retinols that have the multiple array of retinoid family is that because they're all different molecules of different weight and size, they go to different levels in the skin. So it's great when you can work with a multiple array of your vitamin A grouping molecules, because then you're working on scarring, and scarring just isn't on one level of the skin. It affects many, many levels of the skin. So you want to you want to be able to work on all those levels. So it's really important to use a retinol that has a retinoid family involved in that particular product. Is vitamin C the best for post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation? I'm not going to say it's the best. I am, unlike a lot of people out there, I am not as big of a vitamin C fan as many. And the only reason being is that it's just a lot of people can't use it. So like a lot of people that have acne, I take them off all citrus. And, no citrus at all, to be eating that. And so for someone who has, hyperpigmentation that is a result of acne, I am usually not going to give them a vitamin C. But vitamin C does aid as an extra sun protection. It is, an antioxidant, and it fights free radicals, of course. It is great for certain people, but it's not for everybody. Vitamin C, you got to be careful, because, if you're someone that has inflammation, it can make it worse. If you're somebody that's an acnetic skin, it can make your acne, more irritated. So when I say worse, it makes it irritated. So, but vitamin C for a lot of people is amazing, okay? But understand that it is just not necessarily the be all and end all. And your question was, is it the best? I like, my vitamin P, my vitamin K, my arnica, my licorice extract, my kojic acid, mulberry extract. I like other things, ingredients that really help with inflammation and help with ruddiness and melasma, all forms of hyperpigmentation. How to start a business once you've done with SD school? Well, that's a good one. How do you start a business? If you're not going to be going in and working at a spa, sometimes when you come out of beauty school, you're kind of lost. It's hard to know. So I usually say, even just go for a year and work at a spa, work with other people, because you certainly learn the things to do and you learn the things not to do as well, okay? And you kind of find your way. You find, what it is that you like and what it is that you don't like, what makes sense to you and what doesn't make sense to you. So I think that, it's good if you can work somewhere just for a short time to gain that. But if you feel really confident and you feel good about what you're doing and you want to go straight out and start a business, maybe you're going to rent a room from somewhere or actually open a business, then you have to have things like your products. You want to make sure that the product line that you're using in your treatment room makes sense to you and that you love it, because you have to love your products. You want to have a good line that supports your treatments that you're doing. Like, for instance, I love and work a lot with acne. It is a big part of my business, and I have a skincare line that I work with, which is Rejuve, and I also sell it. But, it's something that I love. I've worked with it for 30 years. And the reason why I really love it so much is it has so many different products in it for acne, because there are so many different types of acne. There's food-related acne. There's all these different types of acne. So it's really important that the products that you use, you love them. And that's number one. Number two is that, make sure that you have good parking for your clients when they come to see you. Make sure that your place is very clean, and you have to really force yourself to be professional. Always wear your hair back, have nice nails, always have a clean uniform. Like these things that sometimes that you kind of maybe take for granted, you always want to be on your game. You want to make sure that when your client walks in, they feel like, wow, this is professional, it's clean, and and that it puts a good energy in the air, right, for your clients when they come in. And have a good retail line. You need products for your home care for your clients to recommend to your clients to take home. So that's super important as well. Okay, can we do a BB glow on acnetic skin? A BB glow on acnetic skin that we've treated. The BB creams, is it non-comedogenic? If it's non-comedogenic, okay, but acnetic skins need things that are soothing and calming and not congesting. They certainly need, your aloe, your things that are soothing and calming. I'm a big one for minerals. I'm a big one for aloe vera. I like AHAs, but BB glow, I don't know. It does not sound like it is necessarily a non-comedogenic product. You have to have non-comedogenic. Hi, Nerida is that Switzerland? Hello. Sorry, I know I've seen that flag. Good grief, can't think where. Maybe it's Switzerland. When in your aesthetics career, would you recommend starting your own business instead of working under somebody? I remember working for somebody. I only worked for somebody for 2 years and then I went out on my own. But I remember after working 5 years, I remember saying to myself, wow, I know so much more now than I did, 2 years ago. And then when you get to be working 10 years, you say, wow, you really kind of just like, gosh, I know so much more. I think that it's good to work at least for a year or maybe, if you can work a year under somebody at least. I think that it's good to, to learn what you like and to learn what you don't like. Because when I worked for somebody, it was my boss that came to me when I was doing an eyelash tint. And she came up behind me when I was putting the tint on my client and she said to me, scraped off extra that I put on her eyelashes and said to me, you could have done another 2 more eyelashes, eyes with this. And I was like, oh my God, I don't believe she just said that in front of my client. I mean, how awful. So I couldn't believe that. So, you learn the things the way to be. You learn, and so it is good. And I would say a couple of years is great. You really will have a lot of things that you can walk away with and do better. What would be an ideal routine for a teen acne using the Rejuve line? Most of the time, first of all, when I have people come into me with acne, we have a very long conversation about foods. And that is number one, because without them being off certain foods, I am not going to get the results unless they are really good about what I tell them. But when it comes to product, I usually start them off simple, because they've come to me using, either they've been on medication, they're using strong preparations that have maybe been given to them by a doctor. So the skin is dry, it's dry on the surface, oily underneath, but dry on top, and very sensitive, So I'm going to get them back to basics usually. I'm going to give them a cleanser, which would be the K cleanser in the Rejuve line. I am not a foaming person. I live in the Los Angeles, where there's desert. If you live in a humid climate and you have no surface dryness, then go right ahead, use a foaming cleanser if you're super oily. But if you live in desert, where I live, and most of the people that come in to see me, and probably 98% of people that come to see me with acnetic skin, have a really dry surface. So it's super important to use a non-foaming on acnetic skins. So the K cleanser, the healing gel, probably the P normalizing cream, and maybe I'll give them the purifying mask, because their skin is sensitive and it needs that papaya enzyme to help absorb it, but they also need the calming of the purifying mask. Great sunscreen always. I've learned to use tyrosinase inhibitor. Okay, that's great. Tyrosinase inhibitors are, there are certain ingredients. I mean, obviously the big one that people use that I'm not really for is hydroquinone. It does work on the skin, hydroquinone, but it is, it's a problem, because it does, overused, it upsets the that melanocyte cycle, which is a tyrosinase cycle. So you have to be really, really careful when you're using things like hydroquinone. And that is the main one that you are prescribed from a doctor when you go to see anybody, is the hydroquinone. But the the arbutins is a derivative of that, and it works really effectively. It's so great. So if you can use, your licorice, your kojic acid, pearl powder even. Pearl powder's great. They get those pearls, they come from the waters between Australia and Indonesia, and those pearls are huge, and that pearl powder is just a great brightener as well, and really helps too in inhibiting and helping the proteins in the skin. So okay. I don't hear you talking a lot about Retin-a, as it is discussed as a retinoid family. Okay, well, Retin-a is retinoic acid. So there are different molecules, and if you look on my Instagram, you'll see the chart, the family, the vitamin A, the retinoid family. Retin-a is one molecule, retinoic acid, okay? There's Retin-a, there's retinoic acid, there is your acetate, your palmitate, and your palmitate in your vitamin A family. But the reason I don't talk about Retin-a usually is because, number one, it's something that's prescribed by a doctor. And number two, it's the smallest molecule, and it's interesting because I think that there is the Retin-a, and then there is the one that is a little bit different, which is actually stronger and more irritating, and that is your retinoic acid. So Retin-a is the smallest molecule on your A family, but it's not necessarily, you have to work with all of them, the molecules. So I think that, whenever you work with just one, it's not going to be as beneficial as when you work with a complex. So I often say, retinol, Retin-a, and I'm, really probably should be saying more retinoid family. But there are some that is Retin-a and retinoic acid, and those ones, the retinoic acid is the one that's prescribed by the doctors, and there is the Retin-a, which is the smallest molecule. So it's just, I prefer a mixture of all the molecules of the A rather than just one. You're going to get better results. Happy to see you again. Hello. Question about chemical sunscreens. The way, how should they work to absorb the UVA, UVB, and can it contribute? Absolutely. Chemical sunscreens, and I'm not going to say any brands, although I would really love to, are just so, they definitely can cause chemical burns. And I know several people that have used chemical sunscreens that have really burnt their skin, and they burnt their skin 20 years ago, and their skin is still really sensitive. But chemical burns from chemical sunscreens are really crazy, and it doesn't matter, if it's an SPF 50 or it's an SPF 70, but chemical sunscreens I am not a fan of, and a lot of people can't use them because they're used to using retinols at home, and retinoids and AHAs and all of these things that really make the skin super duper sensitive. And then if you go use a chemical sunscreen and you get a chemical burn, it makes the skin ruddy and sensitive, and it very often stays that way for a really, really long time. What other education classes do you recommend for estheticians to take, even if it's not about skin? I've told you before my life, and what I felt was, for me, what was really great was I studied bush essences. I was hiking the mountains with Ian White in Australia, studying the Australian bush essences to learn about essential oils, and to learn about the power and the potency of flowers and what comes from flowers. I also did foot reflexology. I think that's interesting, to learn and understand about meridians, and how we have all of this that shows on our face, that shows what's going on the inside, also on our hands and feet with reflexology. I did Reiki, which again is a unique thing. It's unique because it's something that we work with symbols, and it's something that's very powerful. You don't know how it's powerful, it just is. I did color therapy. I work with crystals a lot. That gave me an understanding of working with chakras, and just the power and the importance of understanding, what we are as a whole, as a body, and what we can do with our mind. I'd walked on hot coals to know and understand really the power of the mind, to not feel or have your feet burned when you're walking on hot coals makes absolutely no sense to me. But it shows you that we as human beings are amazing. And I think that I did iridology too, which is studying the iris and the sclera, the colored and the white part of the eye, to show, you can see what's going on within the body, what state your organs are in, and the areas that we as estes can help, which is around the scurf rim, which is a colored part of the iris. That's the skin and the lymphatic system. I think anything to do with lymphatic massage. I think that any of these things that I'm talking about, they've benefited me in that they've given me such an understanding of the body and the skin, and it's astounding. But I can highly recommend any of those to anybody, because they're all interesting, and even though you don't feel like you're using them all the time, there are times I need to pull in my other tools. I did kinesiology, which is muscle testing. It's all just interesting. So even inside light. Thank you. Yes. Is light treatments good for melasma? I don't like light treatments for melasma. I know that they post it out and they say, but the green light or the purple light, and these lights are really good. I like the blue light, okay? If you ask me about a light, I'm going to say I like the blue light. The blue light is great because it's cooling, soothing, calming. germicide, kills bacteria too. It's great for acnetic skins. The red light, does it stimulate the hemoglobin blood cells and help, rebuild collagen? It does stimulate hemoglobin blood cells, red light. But who can use it today? Someone who has no heat, okay? Because most people now have heat. Most people have inflammation in their bodies. So I'm just not a light fan, and it definitely is not great for melasma. That is my experience, and I've seen a lot, obviously. What do you think about chemical exfoliating toners such as the P50 by Research? I know the P50 is hugely popular, and I know people love it, but it's strong, and if you can have vinegar, apple cider vinegar, in my constitution, I cannot have vinegar, so I am going to say for me, it probably would not be great, but I know some people absolutely love it and swear by it. And I think if it's, you can use it and not use it where you burn and strip your skin like crazy, and you're being very thoughtful and mindful of not using AHAs or other AHAs or retinoids with it, or retinols, then I think that you can use it. People love it. It's very, very popular, obviously, but it's strong. It's not for everybody, and you have to be super careful if you are using any of your vitamin A's, your retinols with it. So everything is good in moderation, guys. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I don't know about everything, but most things. Do you believe it's as effective as using the GAHA serum? They're different. The GAHA serum it's different. It doesn't it's more buffered. It has a different vehicle, but AHA is it's great. The AHA serum is one of the most popular Rejuve products that we sell on our site, Educate Your Skin. It's a great product. P50's it's different, stronger, just different. It doesn't have the same vehicle, the carrier. So people would get irritated more with the P50 than they would the GAHA serum in the Rejuve line. Hello, Sunflowers OK joint. All right. Hello, everybody. Do you recommend hormone doctors, like an endocrinologist, taking a hormone test for cystic acne? I'll tell you something. Okay, what do we know? We know that having, cystic acne, any hormonal acne is more male hormone in the body than female, right? You've got, it's that male hormone that makes our skin more oily and more active. People that tend to have more male hormone are going to have more facial hair on their face. And so if you go to an endocrinologist, which is a hormone doctor, their range of normal is like this, okay? Now, you could be right up this end, male hormone, but still be in the normal zone, still have acne, still have facial hair. I will say to you that it's important that you cut back on certain foods. If you find that you have facial hair, do not be doing weights, do more cardio, because building muscle is going to build your testosterone. Stay away from eating things like kale, because kale is not, it's good for guys building there, but kale is not a good one for women who are higher on that end. Do not have too much red meat. Do not eat eggs. Stay away from your hormone type foods where things are either possibly injected. So a lot of your meats that are injected with hormones, unless you're having free range organic. But you have to be really careful anyway with red meat, organic or not, if you have more facial hair and cystic acne. But I'm also going to take you off certain foods with cystic acne usually, and it's most likely going to be your dairy, your egg yolks again, your peanut butter, your soy milk if you're having soy milk, and probably your citrus. Just depends if your skin looks irritated. If it looks a little bit irritated, I'm going to take you off citrus. And that means no taking vitamin C either. And I'm also going to take you off your omegas if you're having omega-3s and you're having a lot of fish, salmon particularly, oil. and you have acne, I'm probably going to take you off that as well. I mean, everything is, I don't always take you off everything. You know, it depends on what the acne looks like and what is in conjunction with the hormonal acne, because everything has a purpose, and it'll come out on your skin and tell us, right, what you should and shouldn't be eating, what your body works with. When introducing clients to using retinol at home, is it better to start with a higher concentration? No, I never start with a higher. You know, you always, you just, I mean, look, guys, don't ever tell people to get prescription, okay? Because prescription is prescription for a reason. So don't let your clients go out and get prescription strength. Stay in control of what it is that they're using on their face. And there are so many great OTC ones, over-the-counter retinoids. So start them slow, you know, because everyone thinks that strong is better, and it's not. You know, if you burn your skin, you make your skin, you know, you strip it and you make it dry on the surface and damage your blood vessels. I mean, you've got to go back to basics. So why go there? And why start using a retinol, you know, in your 20s and 30s? It's super strong. What are you going to be doing in your 50s and 60s and even older, when your skin is so thin and you've got, you know, you can see your blood vessels. Our skin gets thinner as we get older. Do not thin your skin back. Don't go having lasers done. Don't go doing things that make your skin thinner. You've got to keep your skin strong, because you know what? We're living longer now. So don't go using strong stuff. You have to be diligent. Train your clients to do their regimen and to do what you tell them to do every single morning and night. Make sure they're doing that, because that's what's going to build a strong skin. And if you want to be looking good when you're 70 and 80, because, you know, I mean, I'm 60, a few months off 60, you got to stay. You got to keep your skin good. So don't you go letting your clients use prescription retinols. I am such a non-prescription fan. I mean, it's prescription for a reason. Don't you let them go there. Can you help with acne in the chest and back for teenagers on the back? You know, usually when it's chest and back, I mean, you know, this is what I recommend people, okay, to use on their back. There is something out there on the market. It's so hard to find. I have to order mine online for my own son's back, and it's Clearasil 5-in-1. It's not the 12-in-1. It's the Clearasil 5-in-1. I have my son use that on his back. And it kind of foams a little bit, but it doesn't dry, not really that foaming. It's sort of nourishing. It's got little granules in it. I think it's a really good one for the back and chest for acne. It doesn't dry the skin. You don't want to dry the skin, because dryness doesn't allow oil to get out. And when you're dealing with acne, you need that oil to get out. It's Clearasil 5-in-1. You have to order it online. It is never anywhere I go to try and buy it. But I think it's a really great one for the back and the chest area. And have your kids, they have to drink a lot of water. Have your teenagers drink a lot of water. Make sure you find a water that tastes good on their palate. It might be more an alkaline water. You want to, you know, and this is what helps, because the back area in face mapping is the kidneys. You got to keep flushing. Don't let them drink orange juice, not your citrus stuff, okay? Stay away from citrus and acne. So water, drink tons of water. Have them do no sodas, water, and Clearasil 5-in-1. There you go. That's a nice plug for Clearasil. All right. Hello all. Lopez, Kelsley, hello. Hi, all you guys. Thank you. Wave back. What's your suggestion on the ordinary products? You know, I'm going to tell you, I am not a skincare influencer, okay? I consider myself way more than that. After working 42 years hands-on, I am definitely consider myself a skin expert, okay? Ordinary products, I don't use a lot of these products. I really don't know. I have clients sometimes bring things in when I first see them. I believe they're absolutely fine. I know they're reasonably priced. I really am not someone to talk about a lot of products. But if you want to ask that question, you could certainly ask someone like Caroline Herones. who uses everything and tries everything. She is a great one to ask that question. You mentioned in one of your videos the scrubs that you like. Oh yes, that's right, I do. Okay. I thought scrubs on thinner skin. Yes. Okay. Well, okay. So here's a good question. So this woman is asking, Natalie. Hello. Natalie's asking. See, what happens when you use a scrub is that I tell this to people. If you are an oily skin, and most people that are going to use a scrub on their face, they tend to be more oily or they have blackheads, right? So if you start scrubbing your face with a scrub, and some people use them almost every day on their face, it thickens the epidermis. It starts thickening that very outer layer of the skin, right? So the stratum corneum, it starts thickening that whole outer layer. And then if you thicken the outer layer, you're going to have a problem with getting oil out. You've got to keep your skin soft and supple, okay? You can't thicken the skin. And I always give that example, which Natalie's referring to. It's like if you don't have shoes on and you're walking on the sand barefoot, it's going to thicken the soles of your feet. Because what happens when you use a scrub, or if you're walking on sand, your soles have to thicken to protect themselves, okay? So that's what happens if you live in the desert and the sun everywhere. Your skin will get thick. It'll thicken. The outer layer will thicken to protect itself from your environment. So, but scrubs on the other, you're saying that you thought that scrubs thin the skin. They don't thin the skin like a chemical exfoliant will. They will irritate the skin though, but they don't really thin it unless it's a chemical exfoliant with a scrub. But generally it irritates the skin. It scratches the skin. Does it buffer back the skin? Yes, it does. It is an exfoliant. But the problem with scrubs is a lot of the scrubs are not rounded and pounded. And if you look under a very magnified lamp at the top layer of the skin after you've used a scrub, you're going to see scratches everywhere. And what do scratches do? It's going to cause micro scarring. And that all adds to thickening the skin. You've got to keep the skin soft and supple. Use exfoliants, like I use the Rejuve one, the exfoliating mask. It's got the papaya enzyme, lemon peel powder, something that has a buffing effect on the epidermis. La Prairie have one, the 3-minute peel. Vermont have one, the clarifying pack. All of these are without scrubs, without little, beads in them. But that's a difference. It will thicken to protect itself. So I hope that made sense. What do you think about Rejuve retardant gel? That is retardant from hair. Rejuve has 160 products, okay? I mean, it is a huge line. The Chinese herbologist and biochemist behind Rejuve, I have known 30 years. He is from China. And a lot of Asians do not have much hair, okay? So Dr. Cheng has developed a really fantastic line for growing hair. And because a lot of Asian, even guys, they can't grow a full beard, and Asian women often have difficulty growing, having thicker eyebrows. So he did develop really great products to make hair grow. He also has a retardant after waxing. It is supposed to work. I haven't used it personally. But his hair line in general for growing hair is fantastic. The ones for taking hair away and using after waxing or after any form of epilation, which could be electrolysis or laser, I believe it would work because I know him very well, but I have not used it personally, and nor do I sell it. I don't carry it at all. So can't help you with that one other than that. His hairline, though, to make hair grow really is fantastic and very reasonable. Until I can get over to you for a facial, can you recommend a great facial list in, excuse me, I don't know where you are from. Smosh Skin, I'm sorry. Big hug from Dubai. Oh, hello from Dubai. My goodness, I do have to go over there. They are wanting me to go over there to do some training. I will get there as soon as I can leave. Hello from Sydney. Oh my God, my home. How nice. Smosh Skin, hello. I so miss home. That's Sydney Harbour. Oh my gosh, love it. Facialist in Sydney. You know what? If you can do this for me. I have someone that follows me on Instagram. Her name is Isabella Schumett. She is SCHIMIIDT, I think it is, Isabella. She's a very well-known makeup artist in Sydney. She was one of my closest friends. She used to work at my spa. I hired her way back in the day. Her name is Isabella. If you can reach out to her and ask her, I have left Sydney. I left, almost 30 years ago, and I don't know, but she will know of a great one. So reach out to her, Isabella, SCHIMID. I think that's how you spell her last name. I should know, of course, but I forget. Love Rejuve, thank you. We do too, Salt and Light. Thank you. We have a really amazing following on my Educate Your Skin site. It is it's a great line. It's great for acne. It's great for brightening, anti-aging. It is a really great line, so thank you. You didn't get back to me. Oh, I didn't get back to you? I'm so sorry. I often, if you guys are direct messaging me, I am sorry, but I rarely answer my DMs. I get so many, and I just don't. If you have a question, please ask me on my Instagram where everybody can see it. I do also have to get back and answer YouTube. I do like to answer people, but only when I can help a lot of people, because I don't have a lot of time and I work a lot. So I apologize if I didn't get back to you. I will try to look for something that you sent. What do you think of argan oil? I think that it's fine for your hair. I mean, am I going to use it on my face? No, I'm not. A lot of oils, the molecules are too large. You don't want to go there with stuff like that. If vitamin C irritates a client's skin, what would you recommend as an alternative? I like the bioflavonoids, your vitamin P, your arnica, your vitamin K, mulberry extract. I like things like that. Vitamin P, K, arnica. That's some goodies. How do you get your products in Haiti? Oh, for the back bar. I have no idea. I'm so sorry, but hello from Haiti. Oh, wow. I am so sorry. I buy the Q flavonoid on Amazon. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I really have no idea. Rejuve is not my company, okay? It is owned by a Chinese herbologist and biochemist. I have known him 30 years. I definitely, I know their line very well because it's what I've used. I use it because it works, okay? And I need a really good back bar. So if you are, if you're wanting to learn more about that, please go to my site, Educate Your Skin. We've got a lot of stuff coming out, new stuff coming out, just growing our lessons on our site. So, and I will have to see how we can help you in Haiti. But thank you for the love and support. I really appreciate it. Love the Rejuve K cleanser. Thank you, Salt and Light. It's a really good cleanser, and it takes off eye makeup without stinging your eye, which I think is fantastic. Is it omega-3s and 6 that you should avoid in our diets? Okay, I want you to understand something. Omegas are great for certain people, but if you are an acnetic client, if you are oily, and that is the only time I'm going to speak to you about omega-3s and 6s, is if it looks to me like your body is not digesting a certain fat properly. But omegas are great, so please don't misunderstand. And it's only if you are an oily person and you have a lot of those little white bumps under the skin, not pustules and not papules or cysts. It's a lot of the little white bumps in particular where I'm going to take you off the omegas. But usually someone who has hormonal acne or any other type of acne, they usually don't have just one kind of acne. They have a few different things going on within the body. So that's what's really important. But yes, usually it's going to be, salmon, and these are the things that I'm going to take you off. And a lot of people take vitamins, so omegas are high in a lot of, vitamin, where there's a lot of different vitamins, like a multivitamin type thing. AHA is in Rejuve products. Yes, of course, AHA, because I love AHAs. It's in a lot of Rejuve products. We have a lot of products in Rejuve that have AHA in them, both in the Rejuve Plus line for my mature skins, as well as my regular line. We have it in creams, we have it in serums, but yes, absolutely. I want to know how to use combined Rejuve for acne scars, hyperpigmentation. Is there an educational? Okay, I have, which is all being moved on to a new platform right now, is my 5-star community, and we are doing a lot more within that with the 5-star community. But I also have videos on YouTube, and that will show you how to work with Rejuve for all the things that you mentioned. And it is Nerida Joy, the same as my Instagram. What is the best way to know what product line you can combine? Can be combined. You know, you have to look at what's important to you when you do your treatments. Like, how do you do your treatments? I use just Rejuve. I don't know what to say. I mean, I have worked with other products, and you've seen me work with other products. You know, I've worked with Valmont because I was hired to go into a 5-star spa. Well, actually wasn't a 5-star, it was a new spa, and they wanted it to be a 5-star spa. And so I was hired, I was there for a number of years building that to be a 5-star, and then I have left now, but we did get it to be 5-star. There I was using Valmont. We also had La Prairie, which were not necessarily great treatment lines because they don't cater for everything, but you have to find, like, what is your clientele? Are you an acnetic? Do you have an acnetic clientele? Do you have, do you have an older clientele? Like, what is your business? Are you like, I mean, I have everybody, but I have a huge amount of my clients they come to me with acne. So I need a really good line to support that. So yeah, you have to just kind of figure that out with what your clients, what you need for your clients. Thank you so much for the education. You are so welcome. Nighttime, my timey. Sorry, product lines. Okay. There are a lot of great treatment lines out there. I think Peter Thomas Roth has a really good treatment line. Murad, they have things too. But it's got to just make sense to you. I can't tell you that. Rejuve for me, it makes sense to me. I've given that chemist, I've been such a thorn in his side for so long, and I question him all the time about everything, because it's very important to me that the chemist I work with, he understands the skin. It's really important to me. And like any doctors or anybody that I recommend, I want to make sure that they understand skin and have a similar philosophy to me, because a lot of people don't. So, I'm now, recently working with a new facial plastic surgeon, Dr. Mark Manny. I am so impressed with this man's brain up here. I was just like, oh my God, this guy is, he really understands skin. He really cares about skin. He understands it long term. I am in this long term. I've been doing this for 42 years. So you can be damn sure I'm going to be looking for people that care about skin, and that care about it in a way that they understand we are living longer. Do not thin your skin back with lasers and peels and strong things that are just stripping it and making it more sensitive. Just don't do that. So, my skincare line, my back bar is really important to me. And Rejuve, it is there. They have so many things. I am just so grateful to have a line, because without my tools, without my products, it's just my hands. So I need my products. I need my tools. Is the Rejuve eye gel good for puffiness? It's excellent. The Rejuve eye gel is one of the best eye gels out there. Even Jordan Samuel, he's got his own eye gel now, which is also really nice. But even he says Rejuve eye gel is amazing. It is a really excellent eye product. It supports blood vessels. It's great for puffiness and dark circles. Absolutely, it's fantastic. Yes, thank you for Salt and Light for letting her know my YouTube channel. Okay, what do you think about fillers in the face and facelift surgery? I think, I've had fillers done. I had filler done here in my nasolabial, I think twice. And the filler that I have is called Artifil. And it lasts 7 to 10 years. And I think that fillers are fine to do, okay? But I think where fillers are not fine is when they're overdone. I think that people overdo, especially in this town where I am. It is like a tattoo. People want more and more. Just give me more. And I think that, you know, they're forgetting to take care of their skin. That products that we use on our face, there is so much we can do and to help our skin be better. So if you have, you know, you keep your skin really good, you know, fillers here and there are great. But I think the problem is when they're overdone, it is not only hideous to look at, it's a problem, okay? Because a lot of fillers and even Botox, if you're doing a ton of Botox, it creates a lot of stillness of the face. And if you're creating stillness, then you know your skin's not moving and the lymphatic system's not moving. So what's going to happen is you're not going to have that pretty dewy look. Your skin's going to look sluggish and it's going to get flat. You have to have movement. You know, we are mostly alkaline. Our bodies, you've got to keep movement. You've got to keep that lymphatic system moving to keep the skin, everything filtering, you know, the toxins. You've got to keep movement. So, you know, everything in moderation. How's that? Hi, Nerida, do you have facial massage? Do you do a facial massage on your clients that do Botox? Oh, absolutely. I do massage on everybody. And it's really even more important to do massage on people that have Botox because Botox creates stillness. So you absolutely have to massage the skin. You've got to keep movement there. If you want the skin to be pretty and healthy, you better massage it. It's massaging for the body everywhere is fantastic. Yes, thank you for posting up my website, Educate Your Skin. It is, we are building it and doing all kinds of fun things on that site. You wait, guys. I called to set up an appointment. However, contact information said you no longer work there. Oh, where's that? I'm no longer at the Hotel Bel Air. That is true. I have my own space. I am still seeing new clients though. You know, so you can definitely call. If you Google my space, there is a number you can call, and I'm very happy to see you and help you with your skin because that's what I do. You saved my skin. I'm so thankful to you. Well, thank you, Brenda. Thank you. Yay. That's what we want. Salt and Light P50 is very strong. It is very strong. Yes, it absolutely. I've heard many stories. Jordan's Aesthetics, love you, Nerida, love you too. Thank you so much for the support. Yes, we love you. Yeah, thank you, guys. You're really awesome. Do you find zinc supplements helpful for acne? Sometimes. You know, the big thing that's really helpful though is diet and home care, proper home care. And when you're doing extractions, get it all out. I mean, I tell my clients, I need to see you 3 or 4 times and I'm going to have a completely different skin. And I don't care if you come to me with the worst acne that you've ever seen, okay? I will change your skin within 3 or 4 treatments. And but I will tell you, my extractions are intense. You look like crap when you leave my place for a few days. But the skin recovers very quickly. So you have to, if you are esties out there watching me now, you have to be very, very thorough with your extractions. You've got to get it all out. Once you go over the face once, you go back and you make sure you haven't left anything in those areas that you've extracted. It's very, very important. If you want to get fast results, you have to do extractions. You've got to feed the skin. You've got to nurture it and feed it, soften it, extract, and then heal it. So you have to do all those things. You can't just go in and be aggressive with extractions. You've got to do all those things. You've got to feed it. You've got to heal it. You've got to do all those things if you want to get good results. And that's what I do. And I'm telling you, I sometimes, honestly, I say this to my my business colleague. I tell her sometimes I am amazed myself, just like, wow, I cannot believe I did that in 1 or 2 treatments. It's amazing. But you guys, you will get really good results if you're thorough. You're looking at that skin, every square inch. You need to have a TV series. I have something coming, guys. TV, yes, I have some things coming. Funny how you should say that, because there are things that I have been approached with. Okay, you are looking amazing. Thank you, True Beauty Skin. Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel good, you know, I take care of myself. It's good. Thank you, you guys. So listen, yesterday when I did my Instagram, I waited until the very last minute, and then I was watching the little thing countdown. I was like, okay, and I lost the whole video. I'm not going to do that today because we are saving this one for people who want to go back and learn. And so I'm keeping an eye on that clock over there. It's just like, do not do that to me again. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, a girl and a goat. So thank you. I'm probably not saying that right. What do you think of Dermalogica Power Vitamin? You know, Dermalogica is a very general, very basic line. I think that it's good if your skin's kind of normal. What's normal is a combination skin, right? If you're a little bit oily, combination oily or combination dry. Dermalogica is, you know, it's a good line. They do great training programs. They're great for the SD community. I really admire them for that. They have a lot of training. Their products are pretty, you know, they have some nice things. I haven't used a lot of their stuff, but I know that their line is a good basic line. It's not, possibly not as fabulous as I would like in some areas, but we're all different, and they do an amazing job for our community, the SD community. Thank you. Any suggestions on dealing with acne and dryness? Dry surface, stop using foaming cleansers. You got to keep your skin hydrated, and oily skin needs to be kept hydrated, guys. You've got to keep your skin hydrated. That's not overnourishing. That is not using treatment products for 80-year-olds. It's keeping your skin soft and supple. Do not use toners and do not use foaming cleansers if you are surface dry with acne. It is a big, big problem. So watch my videos on, I've done a bunch on this because it's most people come in to me with acne and they're so surface dry, it's crazy. Their skin is so dehydrated. I can't even get the blackheads out. They're so dry. Even the blackhead is dry. So you've got to keep your skin soft and supple. You really do. Don't overnourish it and don't use foaming cleansers. Okay, what is your recommend for exfoliating congested sensitive skin? You know, even the Rejuve exfoliating mask, you just add a little bit healing gel to it. If you are sensitive, you can mix your fingers and mix a little bit of water. Don't leave it on too long, but be very gentle. Don't use an exfoliant that has beads. Use one that is a cream exfoliant that gets rid of that dry outer layer that has that buffing effect on the epidermis. And add a little bit of healing gel, your aloe healing gel, and just don't leave it on long. That's the best. Okay, I'm too close to the time and I'm nervous, okay? I'm nervous I'm going to lose the video. And I'm talking so fast right now. I want to thank you guys for being here. I'll be back again next week doing more Q's and A's. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you all again next week. Bye.